Hello everyone, my name is Jason Bjorklund of the Iowa Golf Association, and I want to welcome you to a series of videos that will be covering the GHN Handicap Program online version. We'll bring up our talking points in this first video, and we're going to cover how to access the online version. We'll also talk about loading your club, first time use on a machine, and then the two sides of the program. Just like the software, there is a public side for score entry and handicap lookup, and then there's a management side, which is now referred to as GHP Online Clubs. I'll show you how to navigate between the two sides of the program. It is a little different than the software version, if you're familiar with that, the older program. And then we'll close by talking about just a few tricks of the public score entry side. So future videos will get more in depth into the settings, using reports, activating golfers, adding golfers, all the various tasks. So we'll get started here. Taking a look at my desktop, I have created a shortcut to the online clubs. It's right here, and many of you have this same icon on any computer screen at your club that is currently running the online version. By clicking that, it's going to open up my test club in Firefox. The address, you may want to write this down if you have a personal computer, something at home that you want to be able to access your club through. It's no problem at all. Your address is ghpse.ghin.com. That stands for GHN Handicap Program Score Entry.ghin.com. As you saw in our initial talking points there, Firefox is the recommended browser. You certainly, I have Explorer and Chrome as well on my machine, but anytime you're using the online handicap program, you want to go through Firefox. If you don't, you could come across some problems where you'll click on a function and it will become a blank screen. It's nothing wrong with your machine. The first thing I would check if that comes up, take a look at the top left corner, and you'll see this little Firefox logo. Looks like a globe with some fire underneath of it there on the very top left of your screen. If that is not there, you might have the Internet Explorer logo, for example, and that would just say that our shortcut has opened the online version in another browser. So if we have that issue, you can always feel free to give us a call and we can get it set back to where your shortcut opens again with Firefox. So as we take a look at our main screen here, you can see I'm already signed in as my test club. But the very first time you access this address on a new machine, the club name is not going to be here. Therefore, the IGA logo is going to be gone. And we're going to want to load our club the very first time. So to do that, we simply go down to the bottom corner here. We have the GHN logo, and we're going to click on that. And that's going to take us to page 2 of what I refer to as page 2. You can tell you're there if it says return to the main menu. And we have some administrative functions here, including load club preferences in the top left. We'll click that. And the very first time you won't be prompted for a password because you're not signed in as a club. I'm signed in as a club right now, so I have to type in my password. Like I said, the very first time you're just going to get taken right to this screen, loading your club. Each member club of the IGA's first 2 digits is 16. That's followed by a 3-digit number individually identifiable by your club. If you do not know your 3-digit club number, contact the IGA and we'll get you that info right away. My test club is 995, and then you're going to put in the password that is associated with your GHN Handicap program. Once you've entered those 3 items in there and click Save, we can see the spinning arrow down in the bottom left. It says that our club information is retrieved. I can press Close, and if I was not signed in before, you certainly will see the club you've signed in with now. One thing to note, many of you have the standard password for the GHN Handicap program. You might want to consider changing it ever so slightly on the chance that you could have a club trying to access their records on the online version here, and they put in their standard password, which many clubs use, and their number might be off just slightly for whatever reason. They could accidentally pull back your club rather than their own. So it might be a good idea to consider changing that password just slightly, and we can certainly help you with that as well. Just something to think of. I'm going to click Exit down here at the bottom, go back to our home screen. So we've loaded the club, and I always check this Add a Club when I'm done after I've logged in once. I just close the window completely, back to my desktop. Go back to the shortcut I've created again, and open it back up. It should, if the settings are properly done on your browser, maintain that you're signed in. You shouldn't have to sign in again on this particular machine unless a setting on the Firefox browser is not set properly to remember history. If that's the case, again, give the IGA staff a call. We'll walk you through those settings and you'll be good to go so you don't have to sign in each time. But this is the public side of the program, as you can tell. We've got member score posting, guest score posting, and we've got a handicap lookup button. Future videos are going to get into the features of these and some of the settings and some more detail. For this time, we're just showing you the public side. And then, unlike the software version, which has two icons on your desktop where you toggle between your public score entry and your administration of the management, the online version is all contained within one. Your public score entry comes up first, and then if you click on the GHN logo, remember that takes us to page 2, some of our administrative tasks. We're already familiar with loading club preferences. Management on the online version is called GHP Online Clubs. And if we were to get into there, password protected, just like our software version was. I put in my password. You're going to see the club associated with that password, which is correct. You should see the name of your club. And down here I can click Go to GHP Online Clubs. That's going to open a new window for me in my browser. And this is my home screen for the GHN Handicap Program online management, if you will. How you're going to deal with your golfers and reports and settings and all of that, which we'll get to in future videos. The last thing we're going to talk about in this introduction video is the tricks for your public score entry machine. Keep in mind, this tutorial that we're doing here on my computer, it's an office computer, it's behind a desk here, it's not out in the public, so you can see the tabs, my address line here that I'm online. There's no secret, I'm on the web right now. I'm going to close this tab for my management and get back to our home screen of the public. And I'm going to return to the main menu. And if you have computers at your club, locker rooms, hallways, golf shop, where you're allowing golfers to come up and post their scores, you're going to want to set it up so it doesn't look so obvious that they're online when they're using this side of the program. A couple tricks with that. You can right-click up at the top here in the area that's not colored in, nothing particular showing there. Uncheck the menu bar. Right-click again and uncheck the navigation bar. Now we're down to just our top tabs. And then I'm going to go to the keyboard and I'm going to hit the F11 key one time, F11. And that's going to turn it into full screen mode. And you can see all my bars, including the toolbar at the bottom, disappeared from the screen. Very similar to our full screen mode for the software version, if you're familiar too. Now if I take my mouse up to the top again, you can see that my a bar at the top does appear, or if I keep the mouse up there I can close out of it. You can tell I am on the web with a tab there. I could also right click and start to exit the full screen mode. So if you're a little uncomfortable with that ease of getting in and out of full screen mode, contact the IGA and we can help you take it a step further. We can put it into full screen mode, as you see here, and then we can set it up to where when the mouse goes up top, this stuff on the top doesn't come down. It remains in full screen mode. Like I said, it's an extra step. You may want to think about it for those public machines where golfers are coming up to it and using it throughout the day. We want to keep them isolated just to the score posting area and the handicap lookup features of it. But again, as for education purposes in these tutorials, I'm going to hit the F11 button again, takes me out of full screen mode, and that'll allow us to kind of navigate through the program, and I can show you when a new tab is open, for example, and things like that. So that's it for our introductory video that shows you the public side of things, score posting and handicap lookup, as well as how to get into the management side, referred to as GHP Online Clubs now in the online version. Thanks for your time with this intro video. Please continue to watch the videos as we build, and we'll showcase more features of this GHN Handicap program online. Thank you.